Hi, everybody. Gives me great pleasure here to have Frank Jeckell from the 1910 Fruit Company. How are you today, Frank?
I'm very good. Happy birthday to you, Plastic.
Thank you, Frank. You know I love you. You know you're one of my heroes from the 60s. You know you influenced my songwriting. You know you did two fantastic albums here, the Simon Says album by the 1910 Fruit Company and the actual orchestral circus. That's you. That's you on the harp there.
Yep,
That's you.
I was a harpist.
What was it like that day doing that photo? Can you tell me?
Oh, it was muddy. We had to trek through all puddles and mud to get up on the cars.
Seriously?
Yeah. I had to throw my shoes away.
Fair income.
Yeah, well, I was wearing hush puppies, and
Even
they don't like mud very much.
All right, great. What are you going to sing for my birthday?
What would you like to hear?
Anything you like. Simon Says, is that all right?
Simon Says, I've heard of that. Hum a few bars. How does it go again?
You know, clap your hands in the air.
Oh, yeah,
Simon
that
Says.
one. Okay, here goes. I like to play a game that is so much fun, and it's not so very hard to do.
La, la, la,
the name of the game is Simple Simon Says, and I would like for you to play it too. Put your hands in the air. Simple Simon Says, bring them down by your side.
Simple Simon Says,
them to your left. Simple
Simple Simon Says,
shift them to your right. Simon Says, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Wait a minute, I've got to do my wave. To thank you so much for doing that. That made my day. That probably made my whole year, Frank. Seriously. I can't thank you from my heart. And you know what? Your voice.
It wasn't as good as Ron Dante singing Sugar Sugar, but it came close.
Did you like that?
Oh, I did. Very much so.
Great. He's a great guy too, like you. You know, you got any stories about Ron?
He's a friend of mine for 20 years now.
That's fantastic. He's a great guy. Seriously.
Yep, he absolutely is.
It's a pleasure to know you both. Seriously.
Yeah, between the two of us, we're responsible for two of the biggest bubblegum songs ever.
Exactly. I'm trying to get John Roginski on the show now. He's driving. He can't make it with us, but I'll ask him if he can come on. He'll try. You did a great interview with John. Can you hear me, Frank?
I hear you. John's a good friend.
He's a great guy. If he can try and come on, he'll try, but he's driving. Anyway, since you got the guitar, you don't do 1, 2, 3 red light?
I think I could sneak a few bars in.
That's great.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Every time I try to prove I love you, 1, 2, 3 red light, you stop me. When I know I'm right, don't stop me. 1, 2, 3 red light. Every time I try to prove I love you, 1, 2, 3 red light, you stop me. Baby, every night, don't stop me. 1, 2, 3 red light. How's that?
You know, that's more than fantastic. What's your favorite bubblegum song, apart from those two that you like playing?
No one has ever asked me that question.
I'm asking it.
I know you're asking it. Now I have to think. Now you're making it difficult for me here.
Hang on a minute. I'll say a few of the words from the album.
I guess my favorite bubblegum song is by another artist.
Yeah, what is it?
It's something called "I Think I Love You" by the Partridge Family.
All right, let's hear a bit of that.
I don't play it, but I like it.
Okay, that's all right. Did you like my song? Did you like my song, Let's Buy Some Bubble Gum?
Absolutely.
It's great. How good is it? I'm asking you. You're the expert.
Oh, I'm no expert.
No, but did you actually like the song?
Oh, very much so. You have a very nice list. I don't remember it now because it was a couple of days ago I looked at it. But every song on there was a very good song, and everybody has a personal view of things, and you have yours, and it's a nice list.
Perfect. Can I just say some songs off the Simon Says album? I'm going to say them to you. Tell me which one you like, right? May I Take a Giant Step? That's one.
That was our second release. I don't know if that reached the charts in Australia, but that was almost a top 40 hit here in the U.S.
I think it did reach the charts. Anyway, another song, Keep Your Thoughts on the Bright Side.
Yeah, that song was written by our drummer, and that song was written specifically for the Simon Says album on demand. We needed songs for the album, and Floyd pulled that one out of his hat.
Bubblegum World.
Another one written specifically for the album. And there are many people who say that the term bubblegum music actually came from that song.
Okay, great to know. What about the Story of Flipper?
That was written by our other guitar player, Pat. And it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek Bob Dylan-esque kind of a song. If you've ever had a chance to listen to it, it's kind of cute because he tries to mimic Bob Dylan. Sounds like a Bob Dylan thing.
What about Pop Goes the Weasel?
That was a formula song provided by the producer, written by the same fellow who wrote Simon Says, and it was kind of cute.
The year 2001.
That was written by our drummer, Floyd, and that was kind of interesting. It was kind of, if you listen to it, kind of a takeoff on Penny Lane by the Beatles. As a matter of fact, it has a soprano trumpet solo at the very end of the song. So it's kind of interesting.
Magic Windmill?
Which?
Magic Windmill.
Magic Windmill. That's my song. I wrote that song.
Okay, do you remember it? Can we play a bit?
What?
Can we play a little bit of that?
Sure. At the end of my room, I got to remember how it goes. At the end of my room, there is a magic windmill. Friends all say it's only wood, but it's my magic windmill. At the end of the day, when I come home to stay, magic windmill, magic windmill. If I'm worried or scared, well, I know that it's there. Magic windmill, magic windmill. When I think of the life that I'm living, makes me often think of running away. Magic windmill keeps me up and keeps me living every single day. At the end of the night, when I turn out the light, magic windmill, magic windmill.
That's a great song, Frank. That's fantastic.
Actually, a little side story about that song, not a very long one. I don't get very much in the way of royalties, but I did get a little nice, tidy little royalty check from a British film company who they used Magic Windmill as the theme song for a windmills themed TV program that on one of the episodes they used my song as the theme for it. So I thought that was kind of cute.
That's a great song. Now here's another song, Poor Old Mr. Jensen. I remember that title.
Yeah, that was provided by Jeff and Jerry, the producers. So there's a formula song just to fill out the album.
Little Happy Teardrops. Happy Little Teardrops.
Yeah, that was written by the same fellow who wrote Simon Says. Again, kind of a formula song. I sang that on the album.
That's great. What about Soul Strutting? That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a song by another band. It was a cover, and we wanted to give our bass player Steve something to sing, and so he sang Soul Strutting.
Now, also, I'm just saying, with the album here, do you remember what you played on that?
Not very much. Most of that album was songs done by the studio musicians. They just threw a couple of our songs on there. That was kind of an experiment that they had, putting all the bands that they had in their stable together. They booked a show at Carnegie Hall. We performed the show at Carnegie Hall. One song hit record that was attributed to that K&K orchestra was Quick Joey Small.
Yeah.
And that was, again, just a studio song done by studio musicians.
Can I ask you, Frank, would you say that this album is like the Sgt. Pepper album of bubblegum? That's what I think it is.
No, I would, no way. Maybe the picture.
Yeah, that's right.
Not the content. The picture, not the content. Not the content.
Doesn't matter. You got to understand, when you were 8 and 9 years old, you heard the bubblegum, you heard 1910 Fruitgum Bubble Company, and you're enthralled by the song. You don't even know who plays on it. You don't even read the back of the album. You just play the album. You love it.
Right, and that was the allure. When we played our first shows, when Simon Says became a hit record, the audiences that came to see us at the Hullabaloo clubs were all brought there by their parents, and they were typically between 10 and 13 years old. So it's kind of interesting.
You got all the fans of the Monkees. They deserted the Monkees in '68 because they were doing heavier songs.
Yes, they had moved on.
Yeah, they'd moved on. But let me tell you, do you know that I actually remember the first time that I heard Simon Says on the radio here in Australia? I still remember that song because that was the first song for bubblegum, and I'll never forget it. And it was something that everyone used to sing in the playground, in the streets. That song, when it came out, there was nothing like that sound. And that's before Yummy Yummy. That Simon Says was first.
That's wonderful.
Just so you know, that's the first real bubblegum song that kicked off the bubblegum.
I've heard that, and I think that's true.
It is true.
I think that started the bubblegum era. Really began with Simon Says. Later on, there were earlier songs that were attributed to bubblegum sound that were just lumped in, but they were never considered bubblegum when they were out on the radio. They became bubblegum later when they were looking to try to build a whole era of bubblegum. They included songs before Simon Says as well as songs after it. But Simon Says was really the beginning of the bubblegum era.
Exactly. I totally agree. That's why I said it. Because I know that day I heard Simon Says, that changed my life musically. And that's a fact. And I still remember as a little kid, because there was nothing like it that came out of the radio here. And we had AM radio. There wasn't such a thing as stereo. Everything was mono.
Well, thank you.
Everything was mono out of the radio, Frank.
So this is your birthday celebration, eh?
Yeah, and I appreciate it. Is there any favorite song you got? You just want to play a bit on the piano? Oh, sorry.
Are you going to tell everybody how old you are?
No, I don't want to tell them how old I am, but I gave a hint. I said how old I was when the song came out, Simon Says, so they can work it out.
Well, as far as other songs go, I can play a lot of different songs. Maybe.
What's your favorite that you play around the house?
I don't play too much around the house.
Well, I'm very fortunate that you could do this for me today, Frank.
Yeah. Here's a favorite. Here's one I like to play a lot. Maybe you've heard it before.
Yeah.
Know this one?
Yeah.
I once had a girl or should I say she wasn't. She showed me her room, everything good. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on her rug, biding my time, drinking coffee. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed.
You know, Frank, that was beautiful. Let me tell you, I've got Charles Rosenay on the line now. He's just sent me a text.
I know,
you know
Charles.
What he said?
Charles is a friend of mine.
And you know what he wrote? When
What?
I DJ, I act out the Simon Says song with the crowd. So what he does is he stands there, plays it, and goes, put your hands in the air, simple Simon Says.
Very cool. Tell Charles I said hello.
He's here. He's watching now live.
Oh, he's watching.
He's watching now. Have you got a song for Charles? Mickey Mouse Club or something?
Well, actually, the one I just played is for Charles because he's a huge Beatle fan.
Yeah, he is. And you know what? You know he's got a big event happening. The Imagine Lennon 80 thing happening in Connecticut, October 9th, John Lennon's birthday. That's a big event.
Yes.
Frank, what do you want to tell your fans? Please, tell the world what you'd like to tell them about the bubblegum era, if you had to sum it up.
I want to tell my fans that I'm very, very, very proud and pleased and happy that they are fans and that they've stuck with us all these years. And I hope that they can stick around just a little bit longer, maybe after this virus thing goes away and we're back out playing live shows again, we can have some fun.
You know what? You're one of the greats. And you know what? I'll take my hat off to you, Frank, because it's a dream come true to interview you and for you to say happy birthday to me. I just don't know what to say. I'm just so humble like you. You know, I just am so thankful that I wake up every day and I'm able to speak with great people like yourself. And I'm just going to say, you didn't play on Indian Giver, did you?
No, that was recorded after I left the group.
Are there any of those songs that they put out that you liked after you left?
Well, I thought Indian Giver was a pretty good song.
It's good. Do you know that one to play a little bit for Charles?
I can still remember, wasn't long ago, things you used to tell me. You said I had to know, told me that you loved me, and that I always would. Till I said I love you, you said that was good. But when I was down, I knew you would always be there. Oh yeah, oh, Indian Giver, Indian Giver, you took your love away from me. Indian Giver, Indian Giver, took back the love you did to
Hey, that's fantastic. I can't believe how great you play and sing, Frank. Can you do Down at Lulu's? Down at Lulu's.
that one I don't. I never played that one.
All right.
Sorry, you got me finally.
I got you.
I can do Sugar Sugar.
Yeah, can I hear a bit of that? And we'll pass that on to the blog.
Sugar, da 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 da. Oh, honey, honey, da 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 da. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Honey, da 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 da. Oh, sugar, sugar, da 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 da. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you.
Hey, Frank, we ended up at the same place. Now,
Well, that's a good thing.
I got to thank you so much for doing this, and most of this is going to go into the birthday show, so that's really good. You know about my birthday show, don't you?
My pleasure. Happy birthday to you.
I can't thank you enough. But as I said, this film, most of it I'll put in my birthday show that I'm editing now for the 10th of July. Plastic EP's birthday show on the net.
That's a good thing.
You're going to be on it.
I wouldn't miss it.
You're going to love it. Now listen, I just need you to do me one more favor for my birthday.
Okay, Plastic, what'll it be?
All right, we're going to sing Simon Says. You're going to take us out with Simon Says. And as I said, from Plastic EP and the fantastic Frank Jeckell from the 1910 Fruitgum Company, we're going to take you out now with Simon Says.
Happy birthday, Plastic, from the 1910 Fruitgum Company. And here we go. I like to play a game that is so much fun, and it's not so very hard to do. The name of the game is Simple Simon Says, and I would like for you to play it too. Put your hands in the air. Simple Simon Says, bring them down by your side.
Simon Says,
them to your left. Simple
Simon Says,
them to your right.
Hail to the master of bubblegum. There's only one Frank Jeckell, and he lives on forever. He is a music legend. And we love you, Frank. Stay there, and I'll say goodbye. Just stay there.
Goodbye.
Bye.